Ladies and gents, welcome back. Another beautiful winter day here. I'm going to make a quick video about the number one thing people ask me about, and that is aluminum polishing. Everyone's like, hey, how do you polish aluminum and make it look that darn good? So, we're working on the Bultaco here, and I just got in this little brake arm piece, so we need to polish that bad boy up before we put it on. And I'm going to show you guys kind of how I go about it. So you're going to need a few things. The first thing you're going to need is sandpaper and steel wool. I like to clean the piece with 00 steel wool first. I start with 500 on the sanding, and then I go up to like 800 or 1200 depending on what sandpaper I have laying around. Then we're going to move over here to the buffing. Now your first buffing, these what I use is an Eastwood 1-horse 10-inch wheel setup. Your first buffing, it's going to be on a they call it a spiral buffing thing, and you could buy these things online. So your first two cuts actually are going to be with this, but I use different spirals for each compound. You get better results that way. And this one's pretty much toast, but they last a really long time. So your first cut is going to be with black or brown, depending on what compound you're using. Now I've used all types of different compounds, and I'm going to tell you right now that the Harbor Freight stuff works the best. It really does. So the black will take out small scratches, then you go to brown, and you finish off with white. And on the white, you use the loose wheel, and it usually, if you've done your sanding, you can get nice, perfect finishes. This Bultaco, I have a lot of polished parts on it. It's really dirty because we're still in the assembly process. But yeah, you can see the polishing comes out really nice on these things. On this bike, we're pretty much polishing every piece of aluminum. It's a show bike. It's going in a guy's house, so it's got to look nice and pretty. So first things first, we're going to clean it off with some steel wool. And I like to use water, a little steel wool action, and get it just nice and clean. There we go. So depending on how bad your piece is, you know, kind of where you want to start sanding wise. This piece isn't horrible. It's got some scratches, but they're not too deep. So we're going to start with 500 on this one. It should knock it out pretty quick. All right, so this is pretty important. You get yourself a rake, and before you do anything, you want to get all that the old compound off. And we'll put nice, fresh, new stuff on there. So you don't really need a lot of compound, and the trick to this is not pushing hard. It's hard to not do that, but you do not want to push hard. Just lightly. Step 1 doesn't look too bad. We're going to move on to step 2, and that should be a big improvement. All right, just finished up step 2, and the piece is looking really good. We're going to do one final buff, and it should get out all the little small, minute stuff and give it a nice shine. Now remember, for the final buff, I use the nice soft with the white polish, or jeweler's polish, some people call it. All right, I think this one is about finished. Give it a nice little wipe down here. I am really happy with this. That is going to look awesome on there. Let's check it out. It goes like this, yeah. Nope. Like this. Yeah, that looks totally bitchin'. Stoked on that. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that and it answers some of your questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. But pretty basic. It just takes a little bit of time. When you're buffing, most important thing is to not push too hard, and you'll know if you are because your piece will get really hot. But light pressure and let the machine do the work. That'll save you some time and effort. Also, it's just like painting. The prep is more important than anything else. So sand, then do some more sanding, and if you want it perfect, you'll be able to know before you even hit it with the polisher. No scratches. You know, when you're really going for a perfect, go all the way up to 1500 with the sandpaper. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe while you're here, and we'll see you on the next one.